everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cosmos, the weird guy, the fat guy. Kind of reminds me of me. I'm also a bit round myself, but he is a fun little guy, especially that transformation. I thought that was actually pretty much a blast when I did it off screen in order to learn it, and he looks really good. Still turning into, a UFO. Not really a good disguise, my friend, but still outside of that, he is a good looking guy. Also, I haven't recorded a Transformers review in a while because I've been too busy with the Marvel Cinematic Universe reviews, but I'm finally back now that we are done with that Devastator fellow himself. We can finally focus on some new stuff, even though technically this idiot was supposed to come out way early on in this year, and I only got him in like end of June. But he is a fun guy, so let's look at him with his head sculpt looking very, very nice. Really good looking head sculpt, as you can see, the nice eyes in there as well. He's got a nice chest here, nice big chest here as well. He's got the big fat arms, where there's just like a bunch of skin, and technically the bone is just like the yellow piece that you can see in there. But he's got some nice of those things. He also has, it looks like, some blasters on his hand, so he can still shoot you even if you take away his blaster. And then he's got a bunch of yellow. I like the yellow and green combination, I will say that right now. I'm a fan of it. It looks accurate to what he looks like in the show. But then he's got these big stompers with some nice heels as well, and from the back he's kind of clean. He's not perfectly clean, I will say that, but he is kind of clean. He's got like this thing and that's it, but I don't really mind it necessarily. A wee little backpack on a deluxe class figure is never really something I will get upset about, It's when they put that kind of stuff on masterpieces is where the problem lies, which is why I don't buy those things. But the little Cosmos is not the only thing you get. Also, by the way, I like the silver here on the front. But anyway, you don't get that only, because get him out of the way. Starting off, you get, a board to play chess on. That's what you get. A board to play chess on, I guess. I don't know. You could just play chess or something like that. That's what he comes with, but he also comes with a gun, because, well, technically I don't actually know why, because he doesn't really need it, but he can hold it if you want to, and then ka-pew pew pew against the Decepticons, obviously. Or, as you can see, there's a big hole here. You can actually take the flag here, or like the chessboard, and just put it through, and now he is one of those people. I don't know the English name of the... You know what I mean, right? The ones who are like 3, 2, 1, go! Those kind of people. Now he's one of those. Or maybe, I don't know, this thing is kind of hard, so maybe you can use it as a pickaxe. You can use it as an axe in order to chop people to bits with the flag. But yeah, he's one of those people now. He comes with that, which, to be honest, him turning into a UFO, I don't find this to be absolutely ridiculous at all. I don't mind it at all. I think it's a good fit for him. I think it is very nice, but overall, like I said, he looks very nice. Let's get this out of here. So I guess we can get then into posability, baby, because this man can pose. He might be a bit of a round boy, but round boys can pose as well if they want to, at least on action figures. So his head can do a full rotation, as you can see. Then also you got a little bit of up and down, and also you got some movement with this thing as well, which doesn't fully lock in. That is for the transformation purposes, but yeah, it doesn't really lock in all that well, sadly enough. It's a bit of a shame. So it does move a little bit, but you can kind of use this maybe as like an articulation joint if you want to. Maybe you can use it, I don't know, just saying. Then the arms can obviously do a full 360. They can go all the way out, and how nice how this kind of piece just like emerges from under his armpits in order to fill it in. But you can go all the way out. He also has a rotation here and a bend at the elbow as he needs to. And then his hands cannot do anything, as you can see, except for go in. But outside that, he cannot. That's the only little bit of piece of, like, thing that I wish he had. Then after that, his waist can rotate, even though it feels like it's a little bit too high for a waist, but whatever. I feel like it should have been more halfway through the crotch. Anyway, then these pieces can go out of the way, all the way, for transformation, but also for leg movement, for forward, for backwards, for some in and out action, a rotation right here, and then a bend at the knee that goes about that far. And then finally his feet cannot really go up and down, but he's got some ankle pivot, so he has some articulation. Also, to anyone wondering, yes, this is indeed the re-release from Legacy United, because the initial one was actually from the Velocitron set that apparently was very scarce to get. Him and the Galaxy Shuttle are the two that I heard about that were really scarce, that nobody knew where to find, so yeah, nice of Hasbro to re-release them. However, one little problem is, why did you make a G2 breakdown when he was also difficult to find? Why didn't you just re-release that other breakdown again, the G1 one for Menasor, and not repaint it into the G2 one? I don't get why they repainted him, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, he's a round boy, but he's a fun round boy. So then, with that being said, we looked at everything else, so I guess we can move him into the back here for some sis comparisons. Starting off, because he's here. Here he is next to the racist boys. And yes, I'm gonna keep calling it that, because I find the people who say that kind of stuff absolutely ridiculous. So, ridiculous thing is all that this channel is about. So if I think something is ridiculous, they will hear it a couple of times. But here he is next to Skits, because I have him on the desk. And yeah, he looks nice with Skits. You know, Skits is a nice guy, you know. I mean, I got these two basically in the same open box video, so that's why he's here. His review will be recorded right after I'm done with this one, obviously. So let's get Skits out of here so that we can bring in the popular ones. So here he is next to Optimus Prime and Bumblebee from Studio Series 86. And by the way, yes, indeed, I am going very basic on the size comparison this time around, because I just want to kind of get it done, you know, just not grab too many figures, just get enough figures, just get the popular ones and call it a day, you know. But yeah, here you go, the popular ones, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, looking very nice next to Cosmos. I'm not really good with scale, but I think that this is overall pretty good scale, you know. Optimus Prime towers as he should. Then after that, we have my favorites. So here we have the Iron Knight size weapon size comparison, looking very nice with Cosmos, and one of these does not belong. Three of these can blend in. One is not really good at blending in. I wonder which one it is. But still, he looks very nice with the rest of the squad, so let's get them out of here. Let's pull Cosmos a little bit closer here so we can get into that transformation. So then let's get good old Cosmos into his UFO mute. Which one to start up with is an easy one. You want to just fold in the hands. It's a classic, but sometimes the classics don't need to die. Then what you want to do is you want to take this yellow piece here, and you want to untab it and rotate it all the way to the back here. So you want to take the yellow piece here and untab it and rotate it all the way into the back so that it's sitting like so. Like so indeed. Then what you want to do is you want to take this whole thing and untab it from in here, just like push it backwards. Also, then you can take this piece here, rotate it up like so, rotate this whole thing around, rotate these things so that they are, nope, not like that, sitting like so, and we'll leave that there. Then also what you can do is you can take this, rotate this around, and fold it in order to give him that button that he always had on the top. After that, what you want to do is you want to take the heels here and rotate them off to the side. So take the heel, untab it, and rotate it off to the side. Then what you want to do is you want to get the feet straightened out completely like so. Rotate it forward, but also untab it here from the back area so that you can get the crotch into the back while getting everything kind of situated like so. Tap the feet together as you don't necessarily have a lot of sight. There you go. Tap the beautiful feet together. And then what you want to do in here is you want to basically take this yellow piece here and just push it in. That kind of gets everything around everything. So let's get them out of the way and push this in like completely so that this whole thing, because there's a tab here on the leg that needs to go into that slot right there. So you just have to line these bad boys up and tab them in. And then after that, there's a big tab here on the side of the skirt that this big tab here is supposed to go into. So now you kind of need to line that up. Can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge looking at the fact that there's not really much to see. But after you get this whole thing done, line it up again with everything in order to get that done. And bam, shuttle mode, UFO mode. It's not a shuttle, it's actually a UFO. So here we got Cosmos in his UFO mood, baby, yes? So here we have Cosmos in his UFO mood. And like I said before, this is not what we call robots in disguise. Because this is absolutely not blending in at all. Also, I do like how, you know, the hands are tucked away, but he still has the boosters here that were on his hand, which is molded in twice, I guess. Kind of weird, but I also like it, kind of as in, like, the hands are technically supposed to be back there. But anyway, here we have Cosmos in his shuttle mode that you can just press the button on. You can just hit the button. But overall, like I said, just doesn't blend in now, does it? But still, does not matter. I do remember him in the G1 show flying about, just shooting lasers from the two guns here at the front. Speaking of which, let's pull him in a bit closer so we can get in, look at the details. Look at this. Even though you've already done that because this was the chess mode for robot mode. But still, look at the blue, the Autobot symbol, the buttons on here. I don't know what the buttons do, but they don't do anything. Let me do something with the buttons. Nah, that will make this way too expensive. Okay, fine. We're just gonna have... Like, I wish you could just press the buttons. Just give me something. I have ADHD. Come on, man. Almost forgot to grab the weapon. But yeah, like I said, very nice front here. You also got mostly green. The yellow is kind of gone outside of for the underside. But, like... in here, the yellow is gone, even though there was a lot of yellow in the actual robot mode. But yeah, we still have this thing back here. I also like how he has a bit of a sliding mechanic, even though sliding it out is kind of annoying, because when I did this on my own, each time I tried to pull it out, I pulled this piece here, this rotating piece here, off, which I kind of wish locked in a bit better, you know, because it's just like... it still moves around very often. I also like the thrusters back here. You got, obviously, the big holes here for... the weapon, if you want to, like so. However, something really cool that he does, speaking of weapon storage, I guess, because I'm done talking about the vehicle mode, is the fact that in the back here, as I talked about before, you have a little hole, so you can technically just take this piece, maybe rotate it around, maybe that'll be better. There you go. But anyway, you can do something like this in order to have him fly by with this thing, which is something that's actually kind of funny. Why can't he do this? I don't know. Am I mad about it? Absolutely not. I'm happy that he can do this. I kind of wish he could just have it straight, but I guess on my copy, that is not something that that it wants to be. So the best thing I can do is just this. So you can just fly by like this. Probably from a G1 episode. That's my guess anyway. I'm gonna combine these two back together, move them out of the way. But like I said, a fun little guy. I also don't know why this thing is so big. You know, it kind of looks like he has a trash can on top of a disc. That's what he looks like. Anyway, since we are done with everything else and there's no articulation segment, I guess we can just go straight into SAS comparisons. Starting off, here he is next to Skids. Like I said, recording both of these reviews on the same day, so why not? You know, why not have some fun? But here he is next to Skids, looking very nice together. Skids I have some issues with, but that is for his own video, whenever that's gonna come out, because I don't know. But one thing I do know is the fact that Cosmos is officially the start of the new stuff, which is just Legacy United's final wave. But they look nice together, so let's get you out of here so we can bring in the popular boys. So here we have him next to Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, and yeah, blending in, very much so. But he looks nice with the two of them. Out of scale? Maybe. I don't know how this thing is supposed to scale, to be honest, because it actually looks like it's supposed to be a huge UFO. And then he's too small, but to be honest, the scaling mainly is important for robotic moves. So here we have our Night Side Weapon Jizz size comparison, my three favorite Autobots, and he looks very nice with them as well. I mean, once again, like I said, he looks like a trash can. Come on, dude. Looks like a trash can on a disc. That's what he looks like. Looks like aliens tried to steal a trash can. That's what he looks like. But still, nice enough. Move you out of the way. Pull you in closer and let's get into that reverse transformation. So let's get Cosmos back to his robotic mood. So what you want to start off with is very simple. You want to untap... I actually forgot to grab the parts separator. So you want to untap the arms like so. And then afterwards you also want to kind of... Again! Oh my god. Annoying thing. Anyway, get these legs down and push the crotch area here forward and back into place where it's supposed to go. And then with this piece off, now we can just pull on this in order to extend this or rotate this bad boy around. Now we can kind of take this again from the bottom and just tab it in like so, fold it in like so. rotate this up, and there's actually a tab back here. Just gonna slide into that slot right there, so we'll just tap that together. Also, you can rotate this around in order to have that happen, and then hook these bad boys over this tab here. And then finally, obviously, maybe the gun can work, maybe the gun can help me. Aha, yes, okay, fold out the hands. I don't want to grab the part separator because it's too far away. Fold out the hands like so. And there you go. You see what I mean? These things and then these things. Yeah. Very much the same. And then what you want to do is you want to obviously split the legs. Take this, rotate it around. Rotate this down and then tab it together. This also keeps the foot from going back and forth. And also, if you have some trouble with it, ankle tilt will help you get all the way there. Rotate this around and then lock, I guess, the feet into place. And then bam, here we are, boys. Cosmos himself is back into his robotic mute. Look at him. Look at him, the flag waver man. So, final thoughts on Cosmos. What do I think of him? I think he's great. He's a great little guy. And do I think he's worth it? Yes, I do. I think he is a lot of fun. The transformation is a lot of fun outside of this back piece here, untabbing from in here. Outside of that, not the back, I mean just flipping off. But outside of that, he's a great guy, and also like the fact that he has these things, but then also on his hand, as if like these are supposed to be where his hands are. Very nice. He comes with a flag for some reason that I also think is actually kind of fun, but I do find it really fun that you can plug it into the back. And as you may have seen for the thumbnail for the Transform It, which hasn't gone up yet. So as you will see for the thumbnail for the Transform It, you actually can just keep this folded up, transform in the entire way, and just have him with his head poking out, which I thought was a funny thumbnail. But overall, yeah, I think he is worth it. I think he's a fun little guy. And if you want a fun little guy, I think this is a very fun guy. And because of Legacy United, this guy is now available instead of before with the Velocitron set, where he wasn't available, sadly enough. So I'm happy that he is available. Also, the dude is casting 2 shadows, as you can see right there, which I actually find kind of funny. You know, he's got a darker half and a lighter half. But overall, yeah, I think he's worth it. But that has been my review of Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cosmos with his flag-waving skills. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!